Welcome to the Goodyear City Council meeting. We're excited to have you be a part of this important public process. Tonight, you will have the opportunity to address City Council on both non-agenda and agenda items. You must fill out a speaker request card in order to address the City Council. The agendas and speaker request cards are located in the back of the council chambers. Please drop your completed card in the tray next to the blank speaker cards. If the meeting has already begun, please hand it to the city employee at the back of the room. You may check the "I do not wish to speak" option on the card. This allows you to let council know your opinion without having to speak. In accordance with the Americans with Disabilities Act, please contact a staff member if you need any assistance. Public comment on a non-agenda item will take place during the citizen comment portion of the evening. These are items that don't appear on tonight's formal agenda. The city clerk will call your name when it's time for you to speak. At that time, please approach the podium and tell us your name for the record. You'll have a maximum of 3 minutes. The timer is on the screens visible from the podium. Note that you may also choose not to speak if other speakers before you have said what you wanted to say. Shouting, cheering, and loud noises will not be tolerated, and violators may be removed for disrupting the meeting. Goodyear City Council meetings stream live on Facebook, YouTube, X, and online at goodyearaz.gov. Follow the city's social media pages so you don't miss out on all that's happening in Goodyear. Thank you for coming to this meeting and being an active part of your city. And remember, it's a great time to be in Goodyear.
I'd like to call the regular meeting to order for January 8th, 2024. Everybody mark present. City Clerk,
Let the record reflect that all members are present.
thank you. Would you please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance and invocation? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, for liberty and justice for all. Almighty Father, please provide guidance for all of us up here on the dais that we make wise decisions for our residents and citizens at large. Also, it would be nice if we could get a nice calming effect over this nation, get a little more people that are kind of working together and getting along for a general purpose. A lot of distrust, a lot of unnecessary hate in the country. I wish you could heal it. Second, also protect our men and women in uniform, both here and abroad. Make sure they're safe, and everybody in this audience that gets home safe, and I appreciate that. In your name, amen. Let's see, now is the time for citizens who would like to address the City Council on any non-agenda item within the jurisdiction of the Goodyear City Council. Any speaker cards?
Yes, Mayor. William Miller.
Please come up to the podium if you would. Just state your name, number one. We can respond to any criticism or whatever, but at the same token, just say if you're a citizen of Goodyear. You don't have to say the address, okay? Go ahead. You're up.
Hello, Council. How you guys doing today? I just want to ask some questions about Estrella Parkway. There's been a lot of concerns from me because of street racers. Me and my grandma would walk to Sonic to get some ice cream, and it's very dangerous because of all of the street racers that there is. I wonder if you guys have any solution to fix this.
That's a good question. Do we have our CIP individual here on the streets who would like to?
I was going to suggest that Chief Miller
The chief?
can take it offline for this in the back.
Yep, come on up here, right there, the microphone.
Mr. Mayor,
Mayor,
Yes.
we can't discuss it in these sessions.
Oh, we can't?
He can talk to
he
him
can talk to
offline.
him.
Okay, can you meet with him offline, if you would, please? Come on in the back and he'll talk to you. No. The chief's gonna have a chance to talk to you. Why don't you go on to the back? Anything else?
No, Mayor.
You got it? All right. With that, let's see what we got here. City Clerk, please read consent agenda items 1 through 6 by title only.
Number 1, approval of minutes. Number 2, approve budget amendments and related expenditure authority. Number 3, approve expenditure up to $910,000 for new motor control center and electrical components. Number 4, approve partial termination and release of easement. Number 5, conditionally approve the final plat of Bullard and McDowell subdividing 2.555 acres into 2 lots subject to stipulations. Number 6, adopt resolution number 2024-2382 authorizing the application for the fiscal year 24 Edward Byrne Grant funds to the Department of Justice, authorizing the city manager to execute all documents relating to said applications, and authorizing the city manager to execute a grant agreement if grant funds are awarded, and authorizing the city manager to approve the required budget transfer if grant funds are awarded.
Thank you. Does anyone on the council wish to remove an item? Seeing none, I got a motion and a second. Going to open that up? Passes 7-0. Thank you. Let's see what we got here. We have one business item tonight. I would like to remind council to wait for a motion and a second before discussing. Our business item is on development impact fees, study and development fees. Go ahead and introduce yourself, please.
Thank you, Mayor, members of the council. My name is Jared Askelson. I'm the interim finance director here with the city of Goodyear. Tonight, we're going to take our final council action with respect to the update of our development impact fees. Our process to date began back in August of 2022, updating the fees. We had stakeholder outreach meetings from March through September of last year, began the public hearing process back in September, and adopted the land use assumptions and infrastructure improvement plan in October. Major changes from 2018, fire, we went to a single citywide fee. On the streets, we're using an offset of excess construction sales tax to reduce that fee. And finally, on the water and wastewater, we are charging by meter size up to 1.5 inches, and then based on estimated usage for any meter greater than 1.5 inches. Comparison of our fees, about a 2% increase on our south fees and about a 3% increase on our north fees. And you can see how we fare versus other cities. On a commercial property, 3,000 square feet, approximately a 2% decrease in the north zone because of the reduction for streets fees. A 10% increase in the south. The streets fees are being offset by the increase in the utilities. We're looking at a large water user, and you can see the impact of that change of using a by meter fee to an actual estimated usage for the larger users. In this case, you can see the increase that we would see for the utilities in both cases, north and south. We had a public hearing back on the 27th for the adoption of these fees. Tonight, we're looking to adopt the fees that will go into effect on April 1st. No need for public hearing.
Questions? Are there any speaker cards?
No, Mayor.
Anybody in the audience like to speak? None? Seeing none, let's see, will the city clerk, go ahead. City clerk, please read resolution 2024-2378 by title only.
Adopt resolution number 2024-2378, approving and adopting the development impact fee study, approving development impact fees and the methodology in the calculation of the development impact fee study, providing for corrections and providing for an effective date.
Thank you. We have a motion and a second up on the board. With that, open it up for council discussion. Councilmember Hampton's first up.
I just wanted to thank you for the presentation and the conclusion of this process, but I just wanted to, could you repeat what you said, the differences between the north zone and the south zone on the commercial again, the reason why?
You saw the reduction on the commercial because of the offset we're doing for the streets fee. So because the streets fee on a commercial property is rather large, you're actually seeing an overall reduction. Now, in the south, same thing is occurring, but because of the increases to the utilities, it's being offset somewhat. So you're seeing a little bit of an increase in the south because of the higher utility increase.
Okay, I just wanted to, for my own self, to clarify that delta there. Thank you.
Councilmember Stipp.
Thank you, Jared. Thanks for the presentation and the long process that I know everybody's been involved in. We had, at the last hearing that we had on this, we talked about why there is no street fee, and you talked about excess construction sales tax. For the record, would you please indicate why there is no construction impact fee? And what does this excess, describe for the public, how does that situation exist?
Absolutely. So based on state statute, if a municipality has a fee, a construction sales tax fee, that is higher than all the other rates all the other normal rates that they have, they must dedicate that difference to offsetting costs associated with the impact fees. We have a 3.5% contracting or construction sales tax rate, and we have a 2.5% rate for all others. So that delta, that 1%, must be dedicated towards offsetting the impact fees. And in our case, we're choosing, because of the fact that the collections of that construction sales tax match closely to what we were going to receive in the streets impact fee, we're choosing to offset entirely the streets impact fee.
So we're not funding the impact of new construction. We're just funding it in a different way. Rather than using impact fees, we're using construction sales tax.
That is absolutely true. The study actually has the projects that need to be built as a result of the development impacts over the next 5 years. So we'll need to use the construction sales tax to fund those projects. So the funding source, instead of impact fees, will be the construction sales tax.
Okay, I just wanted that publicly stated. We had some dialogue back and forth with a couple of residents before the holiday break about why are we not charging fees? Why are we having a bond for streets, et cetera? And I just want to make sure we got that out once again, since this is our last public hearing on the matter. I appreciate the extra info and look forward to supporting it.
Good. And again, I appreciate, all the effort that you've put in through this, the public input, your input. This has been a long, drawn-out process, and I appreciate all the hard work that you've done. With that being said, can you go ahead and open it up for the vote? Motion carries 7-0. Thank you. Does the council have any comments, commendations, or reports on current events or requests for future items? Okay, you got a question for the manager? Go ahead.
I have two questions. Do we know when they're going to be picking up the scooters? I know you announced at the last meeting that the folks were not going to be renewing the contract. And I'm assuming that they'll come by and pick up scooters, but we still have them throughout the city.
I'll need to check on that, Councilmember
Okay,
Campbell.
thank you. And this one, I'm gonna give it to the fire chief, but it probably will go to somebody else.
Okay.
Do we have, chief, do we know how much longer the remodeling is going to take on all the stations that we're redoing? And are there completion dates that we know of so that we can get these crews back into their buildings? And do you know something we don't know? Maybe?
Probably.
Good evening, Council. Paul Louis, Fire Chief. Currently, we only have one station that's under remodel.
183.
Yes, 183. So the crew is on site and have been on site. We anticipate middle of March to late March finish date. So we've had a little bit of difficulty with the contractor, but we're kind of getting that straightened away now. So hopefully get them back into quarters.
And
like I said, middle to
then
late
are we
March.
going to another station after this one's completed?
Fire Station 182 would be the next one. We just completed an RFP process, so we're almost ready to award that.
All right, well, are you going to use the same contractor?
No, ma'am.
Okay, good. Thank you. Thank you very much. Someone asked me that because they were concerned that 183 didn't have a big enough kitchen. And I said, they're in a trailer. They've got or they have a stove.
They have everything actually in
That's what I figured.
that trailer kitchen. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Yep.
Thank you.
Does the city manager have anything?
No, Mayor.
Okay, thank you. The next meeting will be January 22nd, 2024. A vote may be held to call an executive session for the following reasons. Pursuant to ARS 38-431.03A3, consultation with the city attorney to receive legal advice related to special use permits, and pursuant to ARS 38430.03A1 and A3, consultation with the city attorney to receive legal advice and discussion with the city manager for performance evaluation and performance goals. Can I get a motion and a second? I see a motion and a second on the board. Can we open it up, vote? Passes 7-0. We'll now go into executive session, which is back over there. Okay. Canyon Trails.